Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Bridgman here, CEO of Time Marketing and Consulting, and I'm going live in three separate spots. We got a couple different Facebook spots here, personal page, my business page, and on YouTube. I'm just sort of experimenting with this broadcast software, so very exciting. Today we have an awesome topic to dive into with you, which is how to build a powerful brand and why you should do it without breaking the bank. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm coming to you from beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Here on my office here at my house, which is just off the beach. Beach is just over that way, and um, brand is what's brought me here. Brand is the thing that's been able to help me build. This is my second company I'm building now, and brand has been the silver bullet that's helped me get to where I am. And I want to share with you my latest and most effective ways of building brand. And even as I get there, like even as I sort of deep dive into it, I'm going to also explain to you why it's so darn important, why this is the most crucial concept that you can install into your business. And I'll be totally transparent. Um, I have a pricing change on our services coming up on Monday. So by the end of Monday, the price adjusts. And so I put together this quick sort of deep dive training on what it is that we do and how we do it and how you can take advantage of it. All because pricing is going up and a bunch of people were like, hey, how does the system exactly work? And I sort of ran out of time to be able to talk to them all one on one. So I put together this quick concept of training here so that we as a group, anyone who's watching this, be it live or anyone who's watching the replay of this on my social media pages, can grab it, watch it, make their own decisions, understand sort of like what this whole concept is about. Because we implement a system called content to cash. It's very powerful. And if it sounds like something that would be a great fit for your business, I will show you how to take advantage of that and sort of get the existing price instead of the brand new upped price that it's going to be shortly. Now, I am going to check. Okay, I'm just going to check through my socials right now and make sure this thing is actually broadcasting, actually working. So let me go and jump around here and find out. So bear with me a moment, everyone, as I just go to my different pages. Yes, okay. So I've got people watching on Facebook. That's really cool. So if you're watching on Facebook, my friends, please give me a quick comment on Facebook, about one or two in the chat to let me know. One, if you're watching the live, and two, if you're watching the replay, that would be great. And then I'm going to go over to my business page, make sure it's there as well. So bear with me a second. Yeah, I want to make sure it's broadcasting all the spots. I tested this a couple days ago. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Okay, it's working there. Tested a couple of days ago, but you just want to make sure technology is doing its thing, right? You just want to make sure. So I will also take a buzz by my YouTube channel, and I will go and check there as well. In the meantime, if people are watching this, let me know where you're watching from. So let me know if you're watching and it's live on YouTube as well. Very cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know where you're watching this from. Are you watching this from up here in Canada with me? Are you down in the States? Are you abroad? We've got clients from all over the world, so you could be catching this in a lot of different places. So let me know where you're watching this from, and I'd love to hear from you. Now, as we dive into this, okay, this particular training is for business owners. So if you're not a business owner, what I'm going to talk about today probably isn't the ideal thing for you. Okay. So if you're not a business owner, you can probably go enjoy your Saturday morning doing something else. And if you want to pick up some cool knowledge, I invite you to stick around. You're going to like it. But, um, but if you're not a business owner, then don't worry about it, right? This isn't sort of the ideal training for you. Now, that being said, if you're a business owner, this is perfect for you if you want to use your social media to build your brand. Full stop. Okay. Hang on, so I'm just answering questions, you guys, in comments here. So if you want to use social media to build your business, full stop, this is an excellent training for you to start doing that. Start doing that exact thing. Okay. So if you want to do that, and I'll put one more caveat in here for you. If you want to build your social media and you want to do it in that faceless way where people are using sort of AI to create videos and it's not really them, or they're just sort of talking in the background videos, that type of thing, I'll be frank. We use AI every day. We use AI to help our customers and everything else. But this particular concept that we're going to talk about today is best if it's your beautiful face. It's best if it's your dulcet tones that are gracing the not radio waves, but the sound waves that come out of the speaker. This is best if you are the one that's present, staring through the camera, gazing through the camera towards your audience. Okay? It's best if it's you. So if you're a business owner, if you want to use social media to grow a powerful brand that relentlessly, continuously, rhythmically, like a powerful machine, is attracting clients to you, this training is powerful for you. If you're a business owner and you want to use social media, you want to have an incredibly magnetic brand, okay, and you're willing to get on camera and deliver value to a prospect, this training is perfect for you. If you're not any of those three things, hey, if you're not a business owner, as I said, go enjoy your Saturday. If you're not a business, or if you're a business owner but you don't want to use social media whatsoever, you would rather use some other type of marketing, power to you. That's not what we're going to talk about today. And if you're a business owner and you would rather do social media but you'd rather be faceless, you'd rather have no idea who people know who you are, you don't really feel like delivering upfront value to clients, you just want people to come from social media just haphazardly, then this training isn't for you. Okay, because what we're going to talk about today are the fundamental principles of building a brand, why it's powerful, and how you can do it in a very effective and cost effective way. That's one of the chief things. There's lots of really powerful ways to build brand. Gary Vaynerchuk's been doing it for a long time. Almost every one of us knows Gary V. But the man's got a six-figure media budget monthly. He's spending well over six figures, maybe even multiple six figures on his personal media budget every single month. Not all of us have that kind of cake. If you do, congrats. Go follow Gary Vee. But I'm here to talk to the business owners that are like, that's a wee bit steep for me, right? That's a wee bit different. Now, I'm just going to go check my comment section here and see if anyone's watching here and wants to make a comment. I'd love to check my software and make sure that the comments are rolling in. So give me a moment here. I'm just going to go check some stuff. Checking stuff here. Bear with me a moment, my friends, as I take a look. Cool. Okay, so the comments are coming in. That's great. Thank you, Sandeep, for being here. Thank you, Andrew, for being here. Thank you, guys. That's fantastic stuff. For some reason, I'm not getting the comments in my actual software feed. That's unfortunate. But you know what? We'll move forward anyway. I'm going to bring up my YouTube channel here, guys. So bear with me a second so I can see any comments that might pop in there. And in the meantime, please, guys, show me, let me know where you're calling in from, or where you're watching from, and all that kind of have to turn off volume. There we go. Okay, so now I've got my screens up so I can see if there's any comments. Thank you for bearing with me on that. Okay, so before we dive into the exact tactics and the strategies on what I want to talk about, I'd first like to just touch on why brand is so important. Okay, why is it so important? Because we've been given some really glaring examples of why it's so powerful, even within the last month, right? And I'm not going to get into current political situations or anything like that, which are all huge and amazing examples of building brand. But what I am going to talk about is business examples. So if you've been wondering why you should build brand or why it's so powerful, I just want to reference a couple quick things. So Terramana is a tequila, okay? And it was as a company floundering. It wasn't getting very good traction. It wasn't getting really good results. And um, they were desperate to try and figure out a way to improve what was going on for them. And you want to know what they did, right? They made The Rock an offer. Well, and The Rock sort of made them an offer. And they took Terramana tequila and it went from a middling evaluation of multiple millions into hundreds of millions of dollars within 12 months. Okay. One tequila brand that was struggling, that couldn't figure out its branding, couldn't get real good traction in the marketplace, goes from having a multi-million dollar valuation, which really isn't big, all the way through to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Might even be worth $1 billion valuation now. Why? Because The Rock put his face on it. The Rock started to talk about it. The Rock went out there and said, "This is my brand," right? Branding is powerful. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. But branding is crucial to helping you build a business that is marketing itself. Okay? Because there's lots of people here. In fact, I just talked to a prospect a few nights ago who understood how to jump into social media ads manager and start buying ads. He could buy ads and he would produce some results. But he said it was constantly a hamster wheel. Like he wasn't getting huge results. He'd go in, he'd buy media, right? He'd buy ads, he'd get some results, and then he'd have to do it all over again. There was no compounding effect of what was going on. And it gets draining, it gets exhausting, right? And so he was just mentioning how he'd wished that he'd started doing what we're going to talk about years ago, because that brand would be carrying forward a reputation and he wouldn't have to work so darn hard to get prospects and leads. Okay. Now, just quickly checking my notes here. Dorinka's watching too, which is great. Hello, Dorinka. And people are from Langley, BC, Vancouver, BC. That's fantastic. So, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Much appreciated. And so, another example. Okay. Another one. Speaking of Vancouver, okay. Ryan Reynolds. Like we all know and love Ryan Reynolds, the guy who plays what? Oh gosh, uh, what is the Marvel superhero's name? Okay, somebody in chat help me out here. What is the Marvel superhero's name that Ryan Reynolds plays? Why is this totally evading my brain? I've lost my mind this morning. Anyway, I can't remember his name right now. Isn't that terrible? Deadpool. Got it. Deadpool. And lots of other cool stuff. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. But the fact is that he put his name on Aviation Gin. Exactly the same situation as The Rock. Aviation Gin was having gin. Wow, Aviation Gin. Speak slower, Michael. I'm excited. Can't you tell? Aviation Gin was having a hard time getting traction in the marketplace, right? Great product, not getting the type of traction that they wanted. So what did they do? Right? Ryan Reynolds comes in, they negotiate with him. He buys a chunk of the company, and suddenly Ryan Reynolds is promoting Aviation Gin. But what that means is Ryan Reynolds puts his personal brand, boom, stamps it onto the product. Stamps it onto the product, right? And what happens? Aviation Gin goes from a middling enterprise value into the hundreds of millions very, very quickly. Okay, but the biggest one of them all, right? The one that one of my mentors, Alex Hormozy. For those who don't know Alex Hormozy, he does the $100 million stuff. Amazing guy. We'll talk about him in just a second. The one that he got my attention with was Kylie Jenner. Okay, love or hate the Kardashians and what they do or whatever, but those that family knows how to market. Okay, I think we can all agree that their marketing is tremendous, absolutely tremendous, right? And so they know how to market, they know how to build a brand. And so what happens, right, with Kylie Cosmetics? It goes from literally nothing, zero sales, nada, zilch, not even in existence. 18 months later, it's worth over $1 billion. 1 billion. That's a lot of zeros, my friend. A lot of zeros. How does she do it? Right? How do they do it? Because Kylie Jenner's brand is incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. It's massively attractive to her ideal client. And so her ideal client comes out of the woodwork, right? And wants to buy her product. This is the power of brand. And you might think, okay, well, I run a, I have a local chiropractor office, or I'm a small town retailer, or I've got a coffee shop, or I'm a consultant and don't need that type of traction, or I'm a life coach and all I need is 10 clients or anything like that. I'm here to tell you the principles behind which these people built hundreds of millions of dollars or billion-dollar brands fundamentally apply to your company. Okay? They fundamentally apply. The metrics all work. The concepts make sense for your business. Just because you're going a different scale doesn't mean the principles don't apply. It's something that I had to learn as a business owner. When my business was, doing $280,000 in revenue, I had to act and do the things like I thought a $1 million annual revenue company would in order to get $1 million annual revenue results. And that's what happened. Did it take a little bit? You bet. Okay. What we're talking about today is not overnight success. There is no magic secret pill here. There is no magical formula that's going to, within just a few days, suddenly turn your business from where it is today to 10xing it. That's total nonsense. In fact, most of you on here right now, to really attack the hyperbole of the marketing space for a moment, you couldn't handle a 10xing of your company. You couldn't take it. If you have a coffee shop right now and you're like, yeah, we serve, 120 clients every single day right now. If I said, okay, well, we can help you serve 1,200 in the next 30 days, you'd be like, what? Where am I going to put those people? Right? If you're a life coach and you're like, yeah, I serve, normally, it's anywhere between 7 and 10 people. I'm like, okay, cool. We can get that to 70 or 100 in the next 30 days. A, you'd be like, you're full of it. And B, you'd be saying to yourself, how could I can't even remotely handle a 10xing of my business. Right? Anyway, it's funny because I had that conversation not that long ago. Some guy was pitching me something on the phone and said, hey, we can 10x your business. And I said, A, you don't know what I sell. You don't know what kind of price point I'm selling it at. And you don't even know if I could handle 10xing my business. And you don't know whether the area that I live in could handle 10xing my business, which it couldn't. Anyway, get off my soapbox for a moment. But the point being, you guys, is that brand is a powerful, powerful, powerful weapon in your arsenal of getting results. It's a crucial tool to get there. Okay. And lastly, I want to give you the example of Mr. Hormozy, who I'm a huge fan of. This guy he takes complex business problems and makes them simple. I love it. So there's his 3 books right here. He just launched $100 million money models. Okay, just launched this book. Its first day was August the 16th. And for those who don't know, he broke the record. He is now the Guinness World Record holder for most nonfiction books sold in one day. The previous owner was Barack Obama with, I think it was 850-ish thousand. Okay. And he broke that model by selling, I think it was about 2.4 or 2.5 million books one day. Like 2.4 million books sold one day. People can check my stats on that, but I'm pretty close. Could be 2.3. Anyway, he did $100 million in revenue on Saturday, August the 16th. 100 million bucks in revenue one day. How did he do it? Well, I'm telling you right now, my friends, it wasn't because he bought a bunch of ads like the guy I was talking to the other night. He did that, yes. That was part of his strategy. It wasn't because he had really good email marketing campaigns, although, yes, that was part of his strategy. It wasn't because he was doing really good affiliate marketing, although, yes, that was part of his strategy. What sold $100 million on one Saturday was this man's brand. Full stop. Did it come out through all those channels? You bet it did. You bet it did. But he was able to do that kind of sales in one day. That many people were willing to buy from him in one day. Why? Because of his brand. That's it. Full stop. So the question becomes, For us, more local business owners, for us, more conventional business owners who are building companies that are doing a quarter of a million to $2 or $3 million in annual revenue, right? Us solopreneurs, some of us small team people, us who have 15 to 25 employees. How do we do this? How do we get this kind of traction? Because I'll be honest, I don't have the 130, 150, $200,000 that Alex Hormozy or Gary Vaynerchuk have every single month to produce media so that their content is everywhere and it's omnipresent and they're putting out, you know, thousands of pieces of content a week. I don't have that kind of budget. I'm still very much in the operations elements of delivering value for my clients and working in my businesses, right? And I'm sure you're the same, right? Put a yes in the comment section if you feel the same way. If it's like, I don't have a $50,000 media budget every single month, so I got to do some of this stuff on my own, right? I got to find some of this traction on my own. I want the results, right? Put yes if you want the results. Fantastic brand that grows your business, right? That attracts people out of the neighborhood, the network around you, and wants them to buy from you. Put yes in the comment section if that's you. Give myself a little sip of caffeine here. By how fast I talk, most people are like, you? Coffee? Yeah, I don't know. If I am talking too fast, just tell me in the comment section to slow the heck down. I promise I will. Still, no comments coming in from my software system. That's annoying. We're getting some yeses. Phil says, yes, perfect. Exactly, Phil. Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is that we want these things. The tricky part is how do we get them? How do we get them? Because I'm going to give you guys some numbers here, okay? If you're building a following on social media, and let's say you've got 1,000 followers, just for easy numbers here, okay? And you've got 1,000 people that are following you on social media. You might think, okay, getting some traction. This is great. Do you know that on Facebook right now, the average, now you might be getting much better than this, which is great, but the average Facebook page, be it personal or business, doesn't really matter. The average across all Facebook pages, do you want to know what their follower reach is right now? And these are brand new stats as of May 2025. I don't think they're getting better, by the way. What do you think the average is? Any guesses? What percentage do you guys think it is? You can put it in the comment section if you think about a percentage. What percentage do you think your reach is organically on social media? What are your thoughts? What's your organic reach on social media, my friends? So I'll let a couple of numbers trickle in here and see what people say, because it is alarmingly small. Alarmingly small. Now, this is a broad spectrum average. So if you're posting on a daily basis, you're probably getting slightly better results than the number I'm going to give you. Okay. But this is a broad spectrum cross network average. But I've got the other number too for you. So right now, Phil Conway says 3%. Yeah. Yeah. So right now, Phil, and anybody else watching, live or replay here, okay, the average reach on social media, my friends, is 1.2%. So is that lovely or is that yucky on social media? You've spent years. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been on Facebook for like, I don't know, since 2006 or 8 or whenever it started. Right? I have almost 3,000 followers on my personal page, almost 20,000 followers on my business page. Organically speaking, my average is 1.2%. Now I get a little better than that. I'm between 5.5% to 6%, depending on the month. And that's a little bit more reasonable if you're posting on a consistent basis. And by consistent, I mean literally daily. Okay. So the average though, 1.2%. So that means on 1,000 people, 12 people are seeing your stuff. 12 people are seeing your stuff organically. And on Instagram, it's under 3.5%. Under 3.5%. It's brutal. It's brutal. And there's a couple of really big key reasons why. Okay. So I want to dive into these for a sec so you understand how we got here, because that's not the way it used to be, right? You and I know this. It didn't used to be this hard, did it? For those who have been marketing on social media or using it to build your businesses for a while, it's gotten more difficult, hasn't it? I'll bet you feel it. You feel it's probably more of a challenge than it used to be. I certainly know that I do. Right? So there's a couple things that are happening. So one, all right, and let me check my notes to make sure I get these in the right order. Okay. So one is that we are in a world where there's a lot more noise than there used to be. Type yes in the comment section if you agree with that. Okay. Like there's just a lot more noise. When I go on my social media feeds these days, there's just a lot more happening. Right? There's a lot more happening across the world, it seems. There's just a lot of noise out there. And I'm not going to dive into all the stuff that's happening. I'm just going to say that there's a lot of noise. And because of that, it's harder to cut through that noise. Okay. So the way I say it to my clients is that if you're posting, even if you're posting on the daily basis, it's basically like you're peeing in the ocean. It's like you're peeing in the ocean. No one's going to notice. Right? Like this really big body of water. And so there's just a lot of noise happening out there. And so it's very busy, it's very active. There's lots of stuff happening, there's lots of people posting. The world's never been as populated as it is today. The social media tools have never had as much saturation as they do today. We are in a time in human history when these broadcast mediums are out there making noise, getting attention in a way that they've never done across the planet. And I can see somebody's posts if they're from South Korea, from India, from Nigeria, from Germany, Great Britain, Toronto, New York City, all the way through to Vancouver. Like I can see posts from everywhere. So that's a lot of information, right? A lot of information going through. So there's a lot of noise. So that's problem number one. That's one of the reasons your social media is getting less traction. Okay. Number two, though, is people are naturally turned into the same radio station. And this is something that TikTok demonstrated and all the other social media algorithms picked up on. So, what do I mean by that? People are tuned into the radio station WIIFM. And a lot of you that know me have heard me say this before. They are tuned into What's in It for Me. WIIFM. What's in it for me? And it's not selfish. It's not done maliciously. It's not done with any negative intent. It's just like I'm consuming the stuff that I'm actually interested in. And the reason I reference TikTok is because when TikTok came out, its algorithm had nothing to do with who you knew, had nothing to do with really who you were connected to. It had everything to do with what you engaged with. That's why it was so powerful. Okay? Let me know in the comment section if that makes sense. All right? Give me a bammo in the comment section if that makes sense. Okay, when TikTok launched, they changed the way social media platforms work. They said, we are no longer going to be showing you just what your friends and family are doing. Right? That's what Facebook did, that's what Instagram did, that's what LinkedIn did. Who are you connected to? And you build this broad spectrum, right? This aggregate of who you're connected to, and that's the stuff that you see. But that wasn't what TikTok did. TikTok said, "Ooh, you like funny cat videos? We're going to keep showing you more of those." My wife right now, we lost our dog, unfortunately, a couple weeks ago. Very sad, poor guy. Turns out he had stomach cancer. Awful. Lost him very fast. And so suddenly, the last few days, my wife has been looking at puppies. You want to know what her TikTok feed is full of? Puppy videos. Little Pomeranian puppies, little Bernese Mountain Dog puppies, little Newfoundland puppies. She loves Tibetan Mastiffs, so now we got Tibetan Mastiff puppies showing up on her TikTok feed, right? And Instagram is following suit, and these other platforms are following suit. Okay, so the whole point I'm trying to get at, you guys, is she's not connected to these companies that are showing puppies. She's not even interacting with them, but she's watching them. And TikTok knows that, and Facebook knows that, and Instagram knows that, and LinkedIn knows that. They know who you watch. They know how long you watch. They know how long you linger on an image. They know all of it because that's their business. right? And so we suddenly stopped being um, uh, an audience, okay, that was sort of at the mercy of what was being shown to us, and we started being an audience completely in control of the feed that we were getting, and that changed everything. So what we're going to talk about in the tactics section, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes, is about how you take back that control as a business owner, how you get attention as a business owner and keep it. Because that, my friends, is the brand new currency of the economy. It's attention. Okay, let me know in the comment section, you guys, if that makes sense. Phil says, Bamo, great, buddy, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. This is a really huge problem. Really, really, really huge problem for business owners. Right? So we've got the noise issue. There's just way more stuff going out now than ever before. Okay. And way more attention based or interaction based social media feeds. So just because someone followed your page, now it has no bearing on whether or not they're actually going to watch your stuff. We see that in the reach organic. 1.2% on Facebook, less than 3.5% on Instagram on average. Brutal numbers, especially if you want to use those to grow your business. So we're going to talk about how to jumpstart that. We're going to talk about how to get around that. Okay. But the final piece I want to mention here is that social media is the greatest broadcasting tool that we have ever created as a species to date. And most of us in business are using it very poorly. We're just posting stuff and praying that it works instead of applying an actual system. And the reason we're not getting the results that we want is because we're not actually doing what social media wants us to do. So social media has three objectives, and I want you guys who are watching this, be it live or the replay, I want you to write these down. I want you to burn these into your minds because this is what social media wants to do. And if you obey their rules, it works. Okay? It's like traffic. If you stay on the right side of the road, which is actually the right side here in North America, although it's the left side in Britain, but if you stay on the proper side of the road, wherever that happens to be for you, okay, you stay on the right side of the road, you follow the traffic signals, you stop when it's a red light, you go when it's green, you wait for the left turn signal, you stop at those stoplights. When the train arms go down, you actually pause and wait for the train. If you follow those rules, everything works beautifully. Traffic flows, things work well. If you don't, it's like my buddy he trains pilots in Saudi Arabia. And he's like, it's absolute chaos and mayhem. It takes forever to get anywhere because there's no rules on the road. You are from Saudi Arabia. You can you can tell me whether this is true or not. But he's like, people are way over on the right side of an intersection, like 4 lanes, and they're trying to turn left across all the lanes of traffic, and everybody just gotta let them do it because they're out there, like chaos on the road. So it's slow. It takes forever to get somewhere, right? Because it's chaos. You're not doing what proper traffic wants you to do. And so my point is, these are the three objectives that social media has. All right. And if we follow those rules with what we're doing, we get much better results, it turns out. So, rule number one from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of them, get your attention. You heard me mention it before. Attention is the new currency of the marketplace. And these social media tools, their number one job is to get your attention. It starts with that little icon on your phone with the little number and the red dot or whatever you've got on your phone that says you've got a message or whatever, right? It's then continues with showing you content that is the same concept or style or perspective or thought idea that you've watched before, and they're going to show that to you again. Okay? It's the same thing. Their job is to get your attention, which is the same reason why newscasts lead with the goriest stories, the biggest headlines. Why? They got to grab your attention. You're busy doing something else. right? You're busy making dinner. You're busy, you're at work. You're supposed to be focused on the job. You're doing something else. Their job is to get your attention, get you onto platform. Okay. Which leads me to their number two objective. So, first objective is get your attention. Number two objective, keep it. In other words, keep you on platform. That's what they want to do, right? My friend Phil, who's watching right now, if Phil is on social media, if he's on Facebook or he's on Instagram and he's scrolling, the job of that social media app is to keep you there. Facebook and Instagram are totally fine if you turn into a complete couch potato and spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just scrolling through your phone. They're happy with that. That's the objective. Get your attention. Number two, keep your attention. Don't let it go. This makes sense, everybody? Yeah? Okay, good. Number three goal, okay, that social media wants to accomplish, make ad money. Make ad money. That's why the second, third post that you see as soon as you get on there is an ad. It's a sponsored post. That's why 2 or 3 flicks of your thumb later, you see another one, right? And that's why they promote so hard for you to boost posts, for you to buy ads as a business, push, 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 push. Their job, right, is to stay in business, the same as yours, the same as mine. Make profit, same as yours, same as mine. And how do they do that? Through ad budget. They do it because we business owners jump on there and we buy ads, aka we buy attention on their platforms. Does that make sense? These are the three things social media wants to accomplish. The greatest broadcasting tool we've ever created. And I'm telling you this because if you want to build a powerful brand, you need to know how to do it. You need to know how to use the tool. It's there. And every day I see people using it, but they're using it poorly. Right? So how do you as a business owner use it effectively? Number one job, get your attention. Number two job, keep your attention. Number three job, sell ads to make money. Okay. I was about to say by a show of thumbs up. Does that make sense? I'm normally used to working with a group in Zoom, so they all can all see me. So give me a yes in the comment section if that resonates with you, if that makes sense with you. Just gonna check the comments here. See more of what they want. Yes, absolutely, Phil. You have to interrupt them and engage. That's right. That's right. And we're going to talk about exactly how to do that. We're going to talk about exactly how to do that. That's the next step here, my friends. That is the next step. Okay. Drinka says yes. Phil says yes. Resonates with him. That's great. Checking on YouTube here. People say yes. That's awesome. Okay. Excellent. And let's see here. I'm going to check, you guys, one other spot. I'll check my business page as well. All these Facebook tabs open just because the software won't do the comments for me. I got to figure out why that's not working right. Okay, good. All right. Thank you so much for participating, guys. It's absolutely great when you do. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's dive into the next stage, shall we? Let's unpack what this really means and how to accomplish it. Because as I said, we want to build a brand. Now, we don't necessarily need to build one or want to build one the same way as the Alex Hormozis of the world. If you do, awesome, right? Or the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world, or the Mel Robinses of the world, or the Kylie Jenners, or any of these massive personalities that are building huge brands. It's great. It's powerful. They've shown us the path and how big that path can be, how wide it can be, and how long it can be. But we just want to use the principles. Okay, there's a very big difference in trying to build a highway across the country, right? Which has obviously a certain amount of scope and width and breadth to it, and building a road that goes from this spot in your neighborhood to that spot in the neighborhood. But the principles remain the same. Does that make sense, that analogy? Okay, good. Um, so I mentioned before, why brand? Why brand? Why is this so darn important? And the reason that in all of my work, you guys, so I've been in business since 2007. So it's almost 2 decades now, and multiple different businesses. My first one failed disastrously. Second one did really well. Third one failed miserably. Fourth one doing very well. So in business, you learn these time-tested principles, especially when it comes to sales, right? How people buy, why they buy, and with that. Especially when it comes to hiring and operations pieces, and very much when it comes to marketing. Now, they're applied through different models, applied through different lenses based on what you're doing, obviously. But the principles remain the same. And there is a 5 letter word. In fact, brand is a 5 letter word too. But there's a 5 letter word that brand does that makes it so crucial to long term success. Okay. And it's what marketing is really all about. It's marketing is doing this one thing at scale, is doing this one thing in front of hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or millions of people. Right? It's doing this one thing. Right? It's why long-term brands stick, right? So I've got this water bottle with Popeyes on the side. You might think, oh, branding is the logo and everything else. That's not what it is. I mean, we recognize this, but that's not what branding is. No, I'm thirsty. Branding is trust building. Okay? Please write this down. Marketing is trust building. And what builds that trust is your brand. I bought this book. Guess what? I didn't know what was in it. I had no idea what was in it. You buy books from authors that you've read before. Do you know what the book is all about? Nope. You don't know the story yet, right? But you trust that it's going to be good. You know, I bought some Lay's potato chips from the gas station on my way home yesterday. Had I eaten those chips before? Nope, not that big. But I trusted that that brand was going to deliver that salty craving I needed, right? I have, friends and business owners that are watching this current live training. Okay. They're watching this right now. Do they know what I'm about to say? Nope. But they trust that it's valuable. And so the point I'm trying to make here is that brand is what that is. That is what brand is. Why was Kylie Jenner able to take a cosmetics brand that had no reputation, or a cosmetics line that had no reputation, had zero sales, and suddenly turn it into a $1 billion valuation company? She did it because of her brand. People know her. They trust her, right? We say this all the time. People buy from people who they know, they like, they trust. I actually don't think they need to know them very well, and I don't think they need to like them. I have bought from plenty of people that I didn't like very much, but I trusted their product. I trusted their service. I'm sure you've had that experience, right? What is it in the Seinfeld, the soup Nazi guy or whatever it was, the soup guy? Remember, everybody hated him, but they loved that soup. They trusted the soup, didn't they? Exactly. That's brand. That's power. Okay. And we can get into the nuances of brand and what it stands for and giving it attributes and blah 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 blah, but that's not what this training is about. This training is about how to build it, how to do it, because none of those other pieces matter unless you know how to build it. Okay. It's completely irrelevant what a house is built from if you don't know how to build the house. It doesn't matter, right? So what I want to talk about now is how to build the house, how to build the brand, because you have at your fingertips right now, at your disposal, like right now. It's in my pocket, it's on silent. But this little tool right here is the most powerful brand building asset the human species has ever created. Why? Because of social media and cameras. Full stop. Social media and cameras. So, how do you do it now? You know, we've talked about the problems, we've talked about how tough it is. I haven't even gotten into the fact that SEO and search is basically being completely eliminated as a marketing tactic these days because of AI tools. I don't know about you, but if I go to a Google search right now and I type in, you know, um, I did this that not that long ago. So best child daycares. Actually, went to ChatGPT and said best child daycares in White Rock, BC, based on reviews and testimonials. Give me the top 10. Chat did the work for me. Right? There's an AI tool that pops up with Gemini right now. So when I go to Google and I search for something, it tells me, it summarizes a whole bunch of different stuff. Search is dropping like a fly in its power and effectiveness. Why? Because AI is just replacing that stuff. So your pay-per-click ads, your Google ads, they're all going to fall apart, unfortunately. That's just what's happening. I have SEO agency owners that I know right now, and they are panicked because they're not sure exactly how the AI algorithms are discovering things, and they're terrified that their business is basically smoke and mirrors right now. And it'll slowly evaporate or evolve over the next 2.5, 3 years, right? Paying for ads on social media and Facebook is 40% more expensive today than it was just a year ago. 40%. So if you paid $100 for a client sale last year, you're paying 140 this year. If you sell a product for $500 or sell a product for 1,000, you just chewed up $40 of your profit. Gone. Right? Huge difference. That's a massive problem. And so how do we change all this? Right? What do we have to do to change it all? Search is dropping, ad cost is getting more expensive, and everything is getting noisier. Right? Not to mention, okay, the fact that people want response faster than ever before. Faster than ever before. They want results yesterday. Gone are the days where you can make an offer and add in $10,000 worth of extra courses and books. And here's my 762 other items that you get when you buy this $300 product. Those days are over. I don't know about you, but I hate offers like that. I started to hate them years ago because I'm like, I'm literally buying someone else's garbage. They don't value this anymore. That's why they're giving it away for free. And now I got to sort through all this shit to try and figure out what's valuable. Brutal. Right? So people are just way wiser than they were before. Their BS meter has gone through the roof. And we want what we want, and we are in control. We can skip the ads, we can skip over them, we can scroll right past them. So, how do you cut through the noise? This is how. Okay. Number one, okay, there's 3 parts to this. Number one, use video. Okay, so now we're going to get into the tactics. So we're 45 minutes in here, you guys. We've talked about the problems. We've talked about the situation that we're in. We've talked about the challenges. Let's talk about the tactics. So number one, you must use video. All those influencers that I mentioned before, okay, we had The Rock, we had Ryan Reynolds, we had Alex Hormozy, we had Kylie Jenner, right? We could talk about some of the other big influencers that have done amazing things with product lines and stuff. Guess what they all have in common? Video, 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 video. They're movie stars. They're reality television stars, right? They were huge wrestling stars. Like the fact is they used video to build their brand. Was it always their channel? Nope. But it's video. Video gets people to know you, gets people to understand you. They can look at you, they can see you, they can relate to you, they can love you, they can hate you. But what do? They start to trust you. Video is the magic of marketing. That's it. Why is Gary Vaynerchuk's brand get so big? Because he looks at the camera and he talks to you about his day. He tells you what he's doing in business. He helps you by talking. Right? He would do all of those amazing seminars and stuff like that, and he'd sit there and he'd talk. What was it all done? It was all filmed, all recorded. Video, 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 video. You don't need any more proof from me. You know this in your heart to be true. But I would encourage you, what stops your scroll more when you're scrolling through social media? Is it an image or is it a video? Yeah, it's a video, right? Especially a video with those captions. So if you're on the potty and your video is silent and you can still read it while you're sitting, right? The fact of the matter is that video is it. And it's never been easier to start filming it. Never been easier to start filming it. So are we all in agreement, right? Those who are watching this right now, enjoying this training, you do understand, okay? Are we all in agreement? Video is the number one marketing asset to build right now. People talk about podcasts, great, yes, 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 but it's video. It doesn't, like, all that stuff is valuable, but if you're not building it with video first or video primarily, you're missing something. You're missing the real important part because people cannot see you. They can't see your face. They can't look into your eyes. Okay? So put the words video in the comment section if that makes sense to you. If you're watching right now, and amazingly, we've still got some people watching, which is great. If you're watching right now, put video in the comment section if that makes sense to you. Okay? Video is the number one tool. So as we talk about these tactics, okay, and how to get done what we want to get done, the number one tool, video. We actually have some secret reasons why, as a marketing agency that specializes in helping people use content to generate big time leads and sales. There's some extra secret reasons why we love video, or at least one specific one, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But it is the number one tool. And here's the secret reason, one of the secret reasons why it's the number one tool. Yes, people see you. Yes, all these other things. But here's the real raw truth, my friends. What did I mention before? Put in the comment section if you remember what the 5-letter word was that I said that branding and your marketing is to do with a prospect. What's that 5-letter word? Not 10 letters, but 5 letters. Right? If you're watching this right now, replay or live, what's the 5-letter word? Oh, Bente says video. Phil says video. That's perfect. Yep. But there was another 5-letter word. Started with a T. What's the 5-letter word that I said? Okay. Is the purpose of your brand and your marketing. What's it supposed to do? See if everyone's paying attention here. Did you write it down? Let's see. 5-letter word. Yeah, Phil's got it. Trust. Okay? Your branding, your marketing is to build trust with your prospect on the other side, with your audience on the other side. Video allows you to do that, allows you to feel one-on-one, like you're building trust, okay? Direct with that prospect. Because right now I'm talking to, a few different people on Facebook, a few different people on YouTube. But all of you are at home, either on your phones or on your desktops or your laptops or your tablets, and you're watching by yourself. There's a one-on-one connection here. I know I'm speaking to multiple people, but I feel like I'm speaking just to you, right? There's a one-on-one connection here. Video allows you to do that. Broadcast, one-on-one connection. Yes, we go to the movies and we sometimes watch something as a community, as a group, which is powerful and great. Although I only go to kids' movies these days. My kids are little. That's it. That's the only thing I go to. But the fact is, right, we go to movies. It happens. But for the most part, we're watching movies and TV shows with our partners, with our children, in the intimacy and privacy of our own home. It's one-on-one interaction. And when I mention that, what is the fastest way to build trust? Through the eyes. The fastest way to know that you trust somebody is through the eyes. When you look at someone you love, there's a trust there, isn't there? Yeah. When I look at my wife, right, whom I love and adore, it's because I trust her. There's a bond, there's a trust. And that is what relationships with your customers are built upon. They don't have to like you, they have to trust that what you're offering them is going to produce the results that they've said it will. That what you're selling them, the product, is going to do what you said it would do. They have to trust that. And there is no faster, there's no more effective way than video and eye connection to make that trust. Does that make sense, everybody? Put a yes in the comment section if that makes sense. If what I'm riffing on here makes sense to you. I'll check my trusty chat here. Yeah, okay, good. Good. I'm getting some yeses. All right. So, number one thing that we got to do is video. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I get that. I got to make more videos. I got to make more videos, talking to the camera, explaining stuff, everything else, right? And I'm not talking about just frivolous, goofy, fun, TikTok style videos. I'm talking about value based videos, right? What our company does is we help basically structure a bunch of problems that your like little micro challenges, little micro problems that your ideal client would have. We call it the content matrix. And basically, what we do is we come up with a whole crap ton, hundreds of different little content ideas. And then we take a very powerful AI writing script tool and we plug those in there. We create a templated, like a baseline script, and then we massage that script with you so that you've got a really good video that is going to deliver value and create curiosity and build you as an authority all at the same time. Value, curiosity, authority, bang, 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 all at the same time, right? Yeah, Drinka in here says, I'll speak for experience. Yes, video, and yes, it does work along with all the tools within Content Cash. Oh, thanks, Drinka. She's giving me a little plug there. She's a client, so that's amazing. Thank you, Drinka. Yes, Content to Cash is very effective. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that's what we do. So to make sure your videos are doing what the video should be doing, we have a set process for that. But that's less important right now than just understanding that it's video that's going to be the magic tool that's going to get you to where you want to go. If you're not producing video, if you're not flipping that camera around, it doesn't have to be super high production. In fact, most of the videos that have worked best for me are not super high production. They're just me chatting with the camera, delivering value to the person on the other side, right? Solving a micro problem for them. So that's what the videos are focused on. Okay. So, number one, the tactic to use to build your brand on social media is video. Video, 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 video. And do it often, over and over again. Video. Pardon me, one second. Value driving video multiplied by consistency. In other words, posting them all the time, over and over and over again, different videos, keep going, is a magic tool for long term branding success and therefore trust. Okay. Now, number two, how do you make these videos get more than your 1.2% reach? How? Because you put time into writing a video, right? Hello, Sonata. Greetings to you as well. You put time into making a video, okay? And I get to a little anecdote about this. And you put it out there, and of your 1,000 followers that we've mentioned before, you have 12 of them see it. And they watch it for all of, 30 seconds of your 2-minute video. And you're like, I did all this work. I wrote this script. I edited the video. I trimmed it a little bit with my editing tool. I added transcripts. I posted the video, right? This took me 45 minutes to do or whatever. And 12 people watched it. 4 people got to the end of it. What was the point? So this is a really big problem. It's a huge issue for people. And this is one of the chief reasons why business owners stop doing content. I know it's why I stopped. There are periods of time on my social media pages for my businesses where it's absolute freaking crickets because I hadn't figured the system out that I'm talking about today. I hadn't figured out how to do this. It was crickets. It was brutal. It was awful. It sucked. And what's brutal about it for me is that the results didn't show up. So the time invested was, I'll never say wasted because you can always learn things, but it didn't have the results I wanted, which is very frustrating. I'm sure all of you have done that before. You're like, I am trying to pull a lesson from this multiple hours or multiple days endeavor or week endeavor project. I'm trying to pull a lesson here because it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I got to find something of value in this, right? We've all had that experience. And so social media sucked for me for a really long time because I couldn't figure out what I'm talking about today. And I hated it. I want sales. That's what I want from social media. But that's not what social media wanted. Social media is not there to make sales. Right. And it was actually Russell Brunson training that I was listening to ages ago where he said this thing. And he had the same problem. He's like, social media is not working for me. And one of his mentors said to him, well, social media is like a big cocktail party. If every time you walk into a group of people at this cocktail party, you're pitching them something, yeah, you're going to be the person that they don't want to invite anymore. Right? So it didn't, the concept sank in, but the application hadn't sunk in yet. Right? It just hadn't worked for me yet. Yeah, thank you, Sonata. Yes, very true. And so I want to take you back to a different, my first career actually, for a moment here, which is that I was a professional actor for many years, many years in my 20s. And there's one thing, this one thing is very, very true. As a professional actor, we would never rehearse a show or for 8 to 10 weeks or put 3 or 4 months into making a movie, okay, or a TV show or whatever, and show the damn thing once. We'd never do that. Okay. We would put that show on in Vancouver, for example, for 2 weeks. And then we'd take that sucker on the road, right? We'd go to Kamloops and then we'd go to Calgary and Edmonton and over to Saskatoon and Regina and maybe go to Winnipeg. And if we felt really bold, take it to Ontario. You know what I mean? Like we would take the show on the road. You would never make a movie only to screen the thing in one theater for one Saturday night. And yet that's what's happening with our content all the time. We put time and effort into making this 2, 3, 4, 10, 20-minute video. Okay. And then we just hope that the algorithm shows it to enough people that it's worth it. We just cross our fingers, pray that the algorithm gods are kind to us and that this video gets pushed out there into the interwebs and enough people see it that it was valuable. It didn't make sense to me. And it has never made sense to me. But it wasn't until a few years ago that I cracked the code on how to change that. Right? And so in the comment section, write the word silly if that sounds silly to you. If putting all this time and effort into a post and just praying that it works sounds silly to you, put silly in the comment section because it is silly. It's just silly. And so what I wound up doing, okay, while you guys are typing up the word silly, is I looked long and hard at what I call broadcasting out your content. And this is another reason we use video. I do not leave the traction of my videos, pardon me, up to chance. I don't do it. Every time I post a video to social media, I boost it. And you might think, whoa, really? What? What, you're boosting? I'm supposed to run ads. That's not boosting. I'm supposed to just post more content. That's what the gurus say. Yeah, but the gurus are followed by 750,000 people, 1 million people, 3 million people. And they built their followings in a day and age when the competition was 1/10 of what it is today, 1/20th of what it is today. They're not talking about the same marketplace that you're working in. They're just not. If you're watching this and you're followed by 750,000 or a million people or 500,000 or whatever the number is, congratulations, awesome. You might not need this next piece. But the fact is that most of us don't have that kind of following. And so what that results for us is the 12 people out of 1,000. Or if we're posting frequently, it's the 50 people out of 1,000 because we got our 5%. And the fact of the matter is that is not going to put food on Phil Conway's table, who's watching right now. That is not going to put food on Sonata's table. That's not going to put food on Darinka's table. It's unlikely that those numbers are going to get there. One of our clients, Shanna, she's absolutely amazing. She was using social media, guys. She was posting, but she wasn't posting that frequently, right? It wasn't super consistent. She had a following of only 100 and some odd thousand, or hundreds of thousands, 100 or so people on her business page. And the fact is that social media was not providing any real traction for her whatsoever. Okay. We took her social media page from literally crickets to nearly 100,000 views in a month with what we're talking about here. In fact, I'll show you. I'll show you. There we go. Okay. This is just one snapshot. So 27,500 3-second views, which is quite nice, thank you, and 60,000 views. That's one particular snapshot of what was going on with her account, right? There you go. This is a little bit later. This is a different account. 70,000 views. It doesn't take us very long, right, to realize that to get 70,000 views, if you're getting 50 from your 1,000-person audience, right, to get to 70,000, let's see, 70,000 divided by 50, that would take you 1,400 videos. If you posted one per day, right, that would take you nearly 4 years of posting to get there. That was a 28-day period for this client. And so what I'm getting at is that we can talk about organic, and there's a lot of people out there that recommend just doing organic, just do organic. Well, I know those people. Some of them I'm very well connected to, right? My buddy Akbar, he does just organic stuff. The guy posts anywhere from 14 to 25 times a day and uses all sorts of tactics to try and get you to engage with his post. He's posting 14, he said, between 14 and 25 times per day per platform to get himself to almost 1 million organic views, between 750,000 and 1 million organic views every month. But it's basically 3 hours of his day is posting. Now, he pays somebody $80,000 US per year to do that. Great. Great. Good for you. I'm not interested in that. You might not be interested in that. So what do? We take the video posts, okay? Yeah, Phil says no more food. Exactly, right? No food. We take those video posts, right? And we boost them. And you might be like, oh my God, what, for $100 a day? No. Anywhere from $5 to $10 a day. That's it. That's it. Our average cost for someone to watch a video is under 2 cents. So let me ask you a question. Would you pay Meta 2 cents for somebody to watch your video? Yes or no? You've put time in. You've created this great 2.5 minute, 3 minute, 90 second, whatever it is, 5-minute video, okay, where you're explaining something valuable to the prospect. Would you pay Meta 2 cents to show that video to somebody and a targeted somebody? somebody who actually might have the problem that you solve, not a random person, a somebody, a somebody in your neighborhood, right? We can be super specific about this. If you live in Philadelphia, we would target the, within 10 miles of you in Philadelphia, right? Facebook or Instagram, Phil. Phil says yes, but it's not just for Facebook or Instagram, or it's not just Facebook or Instagram. Facebook or Instagram. Now, you can use this on other platforms, okay? But they're more difficult to convert in some cases, which is the next stage of this process, because getting attention is not going to make you any money. You can't eat likes, right? I can't buy my kids groceries or hockey equipment with comments and hearts. We can't do that, right? Or views. Not gonna happen. I need them. We need an audience, right? We can't do that. We use specifically Meta, Phil, though, for the next stage, for the next thing of what I'm going to talk about. But that's the thing. Would you pay 2 cents per view? That's the question. Okay, and as a business owner, you should have a number in your mind as to how much you would pay a media outlet or a media company to get you attention. All the great companies do this. They all do it. They all buy media. You see it everywhere. Okay? Even right, Alex Hormozy himself, who's a huge brand builder, who used email marketing, affiliate marketing, right? Who used content marketing, still paid for ads. Lots of ads to get attention, get that 100 million. They're all part of your marketing habitat, your marketing environment, the scope under which you are marketing to prospects. Because prospects don't just go to your website and buy from you anymore. They experience your brand, and they do that via social media first, right? In fact, I know a lot of companies, including my own marketing agency right now, that doesn't even have a website. I don't have a website, right? Haven't needed one. People just keep seeing our stuff, loving it, wanting to know more, booking time, making the purchase, right? So the fact of the matter is that we use video. Okay, just to recap, we use video as the way to build brand, aka trust, because you can look through the camera, directly talk to somebody, and help them solve a problem. We use video to build that brand and that trust. Fastest, most effective way of doing it. And we use social media then to broadcast that video out to a whole lot of people. And we're going to pay social media to do so. Remember what the 3 rules of social media were: get attention, keep attention, get paid. What are we doing right now? We're doing all 3. We're doing videos so that when people are scrolling, we can get their attention. Video so that they stick around a little bit longer, we keep their attention. Paying Meta to show our stuff to more people. Meta loves us because of that. Loves us. And now what's the final piece? Because as we talked about, you can't eat likes for dinner. Unfortunately, I can't buy hockey gear for my son, which he's a goalie, so it's expensive. Craziness. Well, I can't buy hockey gear for my son with views. We need conversions. So, number 3, how do we get conversions? So everybody got this so far? Just type into the comment section, got this, if this is so far making sense for you. And if you're worried that, like, how do I get there? How do I get this much traction? As I said, at 2 cents per view, even if we go to that one page, 70,000 views times 0.02, right? And a lot of this was organic stuff, right? So, and what's amazing is we paid a fraction. So that's $1,400. We didn't pay $1,400. I think our Meta cost on that client's account was less than $400. Less than $400 for that month to get 70,000 views on her stuff, because people are sharing it, people are liking it, people are commenting on it, so it's getting more engagement. Okay, so how do we convert? How do we convert? Right? The number one thing that most marketing agencies rely on to convert is a landing page. Everybody agree with me on that? Okay, landing pages. So you go to a landing page and you type in your email or your phone number and your name, and they give you something in exchange for that. This is I mean, kudos to Russell Brunson for building ClickFunnels. Amazing guy, amazing product. But the fact is that he revolutionized the entire marketing industry by saying everybody should build a massive audience, convert that audience via landing page into a list that you control. Then you can market to that list via SMS, via email, whatever. Give away something that's valuable. People say yes, right? They go to the landing page. Works. It works. All right. There is no doubt that it works. But there's become a problem with that concept. The problem with the concept is twofold. One, okay, I don't know about you, but I know that as soon as I exchange my email address and my name for said free ebook, or for a discount code, or for this white paper, or for whatever it is, I'm about to get a whole series of emails over the next several weeks, aren't I? Lots of them, dozens, right? And now I'm on that person's email list and I have to say unsubscribe if I no longer want to hear from them. And it's likely that I'm not only going to, yes, get that free ebook, but now might have to go through a series of funnel pages that make me a number of other offers. Oh, for $22, you can do this. And I hate the fact that for $22, I get a $500 item. Drives me nuts because I just feel like it's foolish not to buy it. And so I don't even download the free thing because I don't want to have to go through the sales funnel. Does anybody relate to me with this? Like, does anybody understand where I'm coming from? How many people can empathize with that experience that I'm talking about? Put a yes in the comment section if you can empathize. Right? It's brutal. And we know it's coming, don't we? We know it's coming. We click on the learn more button. We click on the buy now button. We're taken to the page. And then we're like, oh, man, they want my email. Ugh. Or they want my phone number. And now I'm going to start to get text messages. And some sales guy's going to call me and I'm not going to be able to get him off the phone. We know that this is the way it works. And so there's way more what we in the marketing space would call friction to that whole process now than there used to be. It's nowhere near as effective. Okay, so that's the number one challenge with conversion right now. Number two challenge with conversion. If you're using those methods, you are taking somebody off platform. They have to leave Facebook. They have to leave Instagram. They've got to leave LinkedIn. They've got to leave YouTube. They've got to leave TikTok to now go to your landing page, which is basically a subpart of your website. They've got to leave. And what do we talk about? The number two thing in social media's desire, okay, after get attention, it's keep attention. Keep you on platform. So what happens is you pay Facebook, okay, secretly. This is what's happening. You pay Facebook, or your marketing agency goes out there and they pay Facebook, they pay Instagram a bunch of your cash to go and get attention from a relatively cold audience, so people who might not know your business. Okay, they're paying for attention for people who might not know your business, trying to make an ad so good and make an offer so good that people will actually click the learn more button, leave Facebook, go to your landing page, work their way through your sales copy or watch your VSL video, and then opt into what it is you've asked them to opt into, or buy your $7 product or your $5 product. Do you see how much friction there is there? Not to mention the fact that as soon as you ask people to leave platform, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of them are upset because they don't want people to leave. They don't want them to go. They don't want them off platform. So what do you think they do with your ad spend? Do you think they boost the results? Do you think they take the results and go super crazy with it because you've created a post that's really, really engaging and you're keeping people on platform and they're watching your videos and they're staying there? No, 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 no. Your traction goes down. Your media buying will go down. Why? Because you're doing something. You're asking the Facebook audience to do something that Facebook doesn't want the audience to do, which is leave Facebook. So, number one issue with conversion using landing pages, tons of friction. Number two issue with using landing pages is when you buy ads for those pages, their results are squished compared to the results of somebody who's buying ads that isn't getting somebody to leave platform. Okay? And the number three reason why landing pages are nowhere near as successful as they used to be, okay, is also that you're, how do I want to put this? You're selling to a cold audience, like I was talking about a second ago. You're trying to convince people that don't know you, they certainly don't like you, and what they don't trust you yet to take an action. And there is nothing harder in the business world to do than sell to a cold audience. Nothing harder. It's brutally difficult, right? We are just a little over an hour and 15 minutes into this training right now, right? Deep into the heart of the tactics of what we're talking about. I haven't sold anybody anything today. I am just building that knowability. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't. But I imagine over the course of these, 80 odd minutes together, you're starting to trust that Michael and his team here at Time Media know what they're talking about. So you can trust them, right? That they've got experience doing this. I'm 80 minutes in, right? And I still am not trying to pitch you anything. In fact, I'm not really going to try and pitch you anything at all today. But what I'm trying to do is demonstrate the fact that I'm all this way in and haven't made any type of offer. Can you imagine how difficult it is to convert somebody who's never seen your stuff before, right? And convert them with one ad. Image ad, video ad, doesn't matter. That's so difficult. That's why the number is so high. So why are we doing that? Why are we trying to do that? Because that's what most agencies, that's what most business owners do. Because they're interested in the end goal, which is a sale. That to me is a byproduct, my friends, of building a phenomenal brand. The sale is the result of the trust meter getting so high in your product or service, and the person who's watching, listening, paying attention is such an ideal client for that product or service that those things come together and they buy. To me, that's the byproduct of doing what we do. And I would much rather spend time building that proper audience, people that actually want what I'm offering, people that actually learn what it is that we do, people that actually start to trust my business and its products and services, and let them raise their hand and say, I am ready to buy what you're offering, then continuously pitch to a cold audience that may or may not have any interest in what it is that I'm offering them. And the ad buying for that is so difficult. To just be totally transparent, on the inside of buying ads, try and figure out what a cold audience wants, who they are demographically, who they act like psychographically, what their wants are, all this stuff. Man, is that difficult to do. And it takes a ton of cash and trial and error to figure it out. And you're constantly testing headlines. It is a gigantic money pit. Now, when it works, boom, you get people like Alex Hormozy that go absolutely crazy. But the guy has spent probably hundreds of millions of dollars on ads. And this system doesn't rely on those things because of one thing. Please write this down. We are going to make a conversion offer, okay? So an offer that says, hey, you've been watching me for a while, or hey, here's a free checklist on XYZ, right? Let's say you have a some sort of really delicious bread product, right? People are watching you talking about how to make your bread, and they're talking about all these different things, and you have an e-commerce store where you want to sell bread. Totally random story here, but let's just say that's you. All right. You could put out an ebook that says, here are my kids' favorite top 15 recipes for easy to make breakfast sandwiches or easy to make sandwiches for their lunches. Right. And it's a little white paper. Someone says opts in, right, for that free thing. I'm saying, Michael, you said no landing pages. We're not going to use a landing page. I'm going to tell you that in a second. I'll show you how in a second. But they opt in. Okay. And they get that free thing. Right? Wouldn't it be better to market that free thing to a whole bunch of people that you know have kids, that you know have been watching you, that you know are parents, that you know are actually interested? The conversion rate on that is going to be way higher than trying to convince a cold audience who may or may not even care about bread. Right? Put a yes in the comment section if that makes sense to you. And so the conversion that we use, okay, we pitch that conversion offer to, and oh, here's the thing I want you to write down. I totally forgot. This is what I want you to write down. Watch audience. WATCH audience. Now, if you remember way back in this training that I'm doing today, what I had mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, all the other social media tools as well, they know exactly how long Michael has watched John's video. They know exactly how many videos of John Michael has watched, right? They know exactly how many times Sam has watched Michael's videos, and they know exactly how long Sam has watched them. You can't know that. I can't know that, but Meta knows that. And they put all that information into an ads manager audience that almost no marketers use because they don't understand this concept effectively. They don't know how to build brand. They put all that information into an audience in your ads manager called a watch audience. And we can then go and show conversion offers. So download our 15 free recipes on how to create great sandwiches to only people that have watched 5%, 10%, 20%, 1 minute of your videos. It's incredibly powerful. And so let me bridge the concepts for you, okay? You create value videos rhythmically. Our recommendation is 3 minimum per week. I would prefer 5 to 6, but 3 minimum per week. You're putting out these value videos, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3-minute videos where you're solving little problems. Boop, 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 video, 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 video. You want to build a big audience for those videos. So we go in, right? Remember I said buy media, right? Really, we're actually less than a cent for most of our videos. No, yeah, less than a cent. You're buying views. Okay, you're buying media, you're buying attention. The same as if you made a movie, you're paying, right, these companies, these theaters to show it on screens. All right, buying media. So you build up a watch audience. That watch audience will be tens of thousands of people within a pretty short period of time when you're paying Meta to show it. Then what we do is that tens of thousands of person audience that have all watched your videos for a minimum of 10%. Okay, let's just say for easy numbers, it's 10,000 people. They've watched a video for 10%. You then show them the conversion video, the conversion image, which says something like, hey, download my, 15 recipes for great sandwiches. They download that. You show that only to the people that are actually already watching your videos. The conversion rates are crazy high because they're no longer a cold audience. What did I say was the hardest thing to do? Sell your products or services to a cold audience who doesn't care about you. Most difficult thing to do in business. Why not sell to a warm audience? Real quick, does that concept make sense? Put a yes in the chat if that concept makes sense. Sell to a warm audience. And once again, what's great is you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. This is not an expensive media buy. $10 a day. I mean, if you want to spend 100, go ahead. If you want to spend 1,000, go ahead. But the fact is 10, 12, $15 a day showing that conversion post to people who already watched 10% of your videos. Way better. And the targeting, way easier. These people have already raised their hand and said they're interested by their behavior, not by you hoping that you got the demographics and psychographics right in your ads manager. Okay? Give me a yes in the comment section if that makes sense. Phil says, loving this content today. Thanks, Phil. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Does that make sense, my friends? Do we see the ones who watch the video among the 50,000 views? How do target and reach the one who watch? So when you build a watch audience, Phil, it allows you to choose either a percentage or an actual amount of time that someone has watched your video to then say only the people that have done 10% of my videos from like June 1st to August 31st, build an audience from those people. Okay, that's the real technical element of it. That's how that works. And that audience could be 10,000 people, could be 20,000 people, could be 50,000 people. What's great though is that because of the way we're constantly investing in media buying, the audience continues to grow. It's a branding flywheel that gets more and more powerful the more times we circle it. I hope you guys can see how that works, right? It's a very cool effect. And this is why results for our clients are compounding on each other. They're good month 1. They're great month 2. They get wild by month 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of the compounding effect of continuing to build that watch audience. And the watch audience doesn't go away. You keep, like, it's there. It's in your ads manager. You can keep using it over and over and over again. And we can keep making these conversion pitches to these people for on the cheap because we don't always know what's going to convert. I had one client. She thought this one offer was absolutely going to crush it. She put it out there. We bought media for it. It stunk. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. We tweaked it a little bit. Okay. We switched the wording and switched the way we were referencing something. Basically took it from giving a bonus to giving a gift. And that resonated way more with her particular demographic. And then we essentially made the offer more expensive, but gave a bigger gift. Went like wildfire. We didn't know which one was going to work, but having a watch audience that we could very inexpensively show stuff to made it so that we could test it and figure it out fast. Very powerful stuff. Now, the final piece to this, okay, and then I'm gonna wrap up and basically illustrate how you can get this working for your business. Okay, the final piece to this is that we don't want anyone to leave platform. We talked about this. This is the tricky part with landing pages. Tons of reduction in your reach and everything else when you buy attention with it because you're taking them off platform, and Facebook and Instagram and all these other tools don't want you to. Okay, so they're going to show your stuff because you paid them to, but they're not going to give you the type of traction that you could get because you're taking them off platform. 2, it's an ad, and people don't engage very highly with ads, and this is a damn good reason too, right? So your engagement level on ad posts is normally low, right? So it's not going to work the same way you want it to that way. What we do is we actually back-end bolt software into your business pages in Instagram and Facebook that allows us to convert a lead without them leaving platform, B, them giving us anything, and C, triggering a conversation with that person immediately. When is the best time to talk to somebody? After they've made that first initial, yes, I want something from you. That's the best time to talk to anybody. They've already taken a step towards you. If you're at a networking event, the best time to shake someone's hand is when they've taken a step towards you and reached out their hand, isn't it? Yeah. The worst time is when they're walking away from you and they don't want anything to do with you. They scroll right past you. They're not interested. They're not engaging. If you say, hey, I'd like to shake your hand, they're like, get away from me. Right? Best time to do it is when that person reaches out. So how do we do that? We take our Hourglass CRM software, we back and bolt it onto your business pages in Facebook and Instagram. And what we do is when somebody, let's go to the bread example, okay? So let's say you're giving away those 15 lunch recipes, those delicious sandwich recipes, of which now I'm hungry. So you're giving away these 15 recipes, and you say comment the word lunch down below, and we'll send you these 15 recipes. You guys have seen these posts before. I am sure you have. Some companies use ManyChat. Some companies use all sorts of stuff to do the conversion. We use our own private CRM because we've built a bunch of automation into it. Okay, that is proprietary to us that you can have. We build a bunch of that in there that we give, and we give this to our clients. That's why we use Hourglass. Perfect for what we want it to do, and it has a whole bunch of other cool features. But the fact of the matter is, when that person comments lunch, automatically the software responds and says, "Hey, person. Hey, John. Hey, Tina. Thanks so much for requesting your lunch recipes. Check your direct messages. We just sent them to you." So not only does that person's name and social media profile get downloaded into Hourglass CRM, now they're in your contact list. Did they give you anything? Nope. Didn't have to give you their name, didn't have to give you their phone number, didn't have to give you their email address. They just slip right into your contacts in your CRM. Now they're there. Not only did you create engagement on your post, which is what Facebook and Instagram want. Remember, we talked about this. Engagement equals attention. They're in the business of attention. So not only did we create engagement, so they commented, but now you comment back. So now there's 2 comments on the post. Next person comments, you comment back. Now there's 4 comments on the post. Next person comments, you comment back. Now there's 6 comments on the post. If you did this manually, you would have to be watching your social media all day long like a hawk, because what do people want? Immediate gratification. If you're not responding to and sending them the thing that they want right away, they're mad. If I want 10 awesome email templates to help me write better email, it's likely I want to write better email right now, not in 12 hours from now when you wake up and look at your social media and respond to me. Right? Fact is, the software does the work for you. Not only that, it sends them a private message. It says, "Hey, Phil, here's your lunch recipes. Just a quick question. Do you have kids? Is that why you wanted them?" Right? "Hey, Sam, here's your email templates." Right? Just so we're clear, are you running a business using email? And it starts a conversation automatically without you having to be there. You could be sleeping, you could be sipping Mai Tais, you could be busy with another client. It's working. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the beauty of this is that you are keeping them on platform, so you get better results from your media buy on your conversion. You're showing it to a warm audience that's already expressed interest in who you are, what you do, and what you stand for, and you've built trust with that audience. You're building a post that doesn't take them off platform to get the lead magnet that you're offering them. And lastly, you're triggering a conversation, a real conversation with a real person on the other side of it. That is why it works. That is why the content to cash system that I've been basically framing out over the last 40-ish minutes is so effective at building the number one thing you as a business owner must build, which is your brand. And if you do this, okay, use video, pay for attention, and convert warm audience, your business will grow. I promise you. So if all you do today is take away those three things, use video consistently, okay? Pay for attention, because waiting for organic reach is, we're all going to be old and gray and buried by the time we get some of the results that some of the big people are getting. And number three, convert warm audience. When you do those three things, you get great results. You get great results. Just real quick, does that make sense to the people that are watching right now? Give me a yes or a makes sense in the comment section if that makes sense to you guys. Framing it that way, right? This is what building brand looks like in today's small business community, right? Phil says yes, makes sense. Great. Good, good, good. So what I'd like to do then is just quickly illustrate what we do as a company. Okay, if you're cool with that, right, what I'll do is I'll just spend the next couple of minutes here explaining sort of what we do as a company and the two different ways in which we do it. So is that good with everybody that's watching here, via replay or here live at the moment? I'm just going to kind of briefly overview what we do and the two different ways that we do it. And the reason, as I said, that I kind of whipped this together to put this out on a Saturday morning was we have price increases coming at the end of the day on Monday. So there will be a brand new price Tuesday morning. And I've had a lot of people request sort of an explanation or a deep dive on how this works or everything else. And this was the most effective way to do it. So I can get this out there. People on my socials can watch it. I can use it as my own personal training to go, that was great. That doesn't, right? I learned myself. Phil says, yes. Yes. Okay, great. Thanks, Phil. But ultimately, I'm putting this out there so that a bunch of people can see it and make some decisions if they want to move forward within the next 48 or so hours. What we do at Time Marketing is we operate the content to cash system either with you or for you. All right. So that's the way we do this. So I've explained the whole thing, right? We do videos, posting 3 to 5 of them per week. We boost those videos to build a watch audience. We create a conversion piece, some sort of lead magnet that or a really great offer. We show a conversion piece to the watch audience, and then we automate the lead collection from there through our Hourglass CRM software, thus building you a client acquisition engine. Okay, I'll say that again. We build you a client acquisition engine. All right. And the engine is not only acquiring new clients in the short term, it's massively building your brand in the medium and long term. Right. You can imagine that if you're getting 1.5, 1.8, 2, 3, 4, 5 million views on your social media channel every year, which is what I'm starting to do with this system, the brand just keeps building on itself. Right now, we obviously need the sales up front to sustain the build, right? Because we're buying attention. We're not relying purely on algorithm. Although as your audience grows, the algorithm will help you. It will get better. But we can't wait, right? So that's what we offer. We offer 2 different versions of building it with you. Now, we have a bunch of tools. So we use AI to help create the content ideas. We use AI to help write the scripts. We have an entire back office that walks through how we do all these different steps. Like, how do you do the ads? How do you do these things, right? And we give you weekly coachings, plus the Hourglass CRM software, all of that package. Okay. We basically hand you all the tools to do what we do for our VIP clients. We hand you all those tools and then have weekly coaching to help you implement them with what we call our Content to Cash Access Pass. So the Access Pass is the IKEA version of our program. We basically hand you over the AI agents. We hand you over the different tools that we use. We give you access. You get an Hourglass account. We upload a bunch of templates for you to go and customize, and automations for you to customize inside Hourglass. We back end help you integrate it with all the different stuff that you need to do. Okay. And we do weekly coachings to help make sure that you're getting the traction that you want and that you need with the program. But this is one of the things. Caveat: you don't do the work, there ain't going to be the results. Right? I've got Access Pass members that are rocking it. I've got Access Pass members that are stubbing their toe a bit. And it all comes down to you doing the system. If you do the system, you're going to get results. If you don't do the system, you don't get results. If I don't do the push-ups, this doesn't build. Right? So that's what Access Pass is. Okay? It's everything that we do handed to you, right, in a simple tool set. And we say, here is how it works. And every single week, you get coaching in a group setting with me live every single week via Zoom. That's what Access Pass is. Access Pass is $147 per month until the end of Monday. Then it will double. Okay, it's $297 starting Tuesday morning. Okay, so once again, to reiterate, you get all the tools, AI tools, software tools, back office that has tons of training in it on how to use everything, how to implement everything I should say, plus weekly coaching for 147 US bucks. It's one of the best deals that you're going to find out there to get all of that packed into one place. It's a steal at $297. It's highway robbery at $147. So great deal for you. If you want that, let me know. I will send you a link. You can go grab it and you can get started today, if you want to. Okay? That's how that works. The second version, all right, is our Content to Cash VIP program. So with the VIP program, now don't forget, with Access Pass, you've also got to film the videos. Right? This whole thing is based on building brand via video. So not only do you have to do all the AI stuff and get your scripts and your content and everything like that, you've got to hook up the software and run the software yourself, although with a lot of our automations and templates. And then you've got to go in, you've got to do the work in the back office to understand how everything works, okay? And then show up for the coachings, right? Then you got to film the videos too. And it's all doable. As I said, I've got Access Pass members that love it and are rocking it. With the VIP level, mind you, you still get to access, you still get to come into the weekly coaching. So by all means, come on into the weekly coachings, okay? But you also get one-on-one coaching every week with me, where we talk about your cadence in the video. We talk about how you're framing things. We talk about what is actually working from the metrics that we're seeing. We discuss your lead magnets. We discuss your hooks, your headlines, how you want to tell stories, all that stuff. One-on-one coaching with that, okay? But with VIP, the only thing you do is film the videos. That's it. Film the video. That's it. We send you the scripts. We help you create the content matrix. Then we send you the scripts. We run your ads. We edit your videos. We add the captions. We do the automations. We set up your lead magnet. Okay? We take a look through all the different data and figure out what's working, what's not working. You get one-on-one coaching with me every week. You get group coaching every week just to stay apparent of all that stuff. Plus, you get access to all the Access Pass back office stuff. The only thing you have to do to operate the Content to Cash marketing and branding system with the VIP level is just film the videos, show up for your coaching, take the advice, run with it. That's it. Now, caveat to all of this, okay? You have to do the media buying, right? Or we're using, no matter what, it's your dollars doing the media buying is how I should frame that. Okay? So we're not spending times dollars to buy your ads or to boost your posts. That's something that those will be your dollars being spent there. So full transparency, whether you're using Access Pass or using VIP, they're your dollars that are being spent to buy attention. Because I shouldn't put myself in your wallet. If you want to buy lots of attention, let's go for it. If you can only afford to buy a little bit of attention at the beginning and then ramp it up later, we'll go for that. So I'm not going to put myself in your position. Okay, so there's the access pass level and there's the VIP level. Access pass is 147 US per month. VIP level is 1500 US per month. And it will be going up to $2,000 US per month as of Monday night. Okay. So to reiterate here, I'll just sort of go through the whole program once again. With what we do, we help you build a phenomenal magnetic attraction brand tool. And if if you want to see more of the results, I'll show you more of the results here, right? So this is, as I said, this was 70,000 views, right? This here, this client had 100 or had a 216% in just a few days, right? As we're working through there. This one here had 20,000 views in just half a month with 14 followers, but 748 engagements over that, right? This one was 36, almost 37,000 views, right? This one here, almost 23,000 view with a 712% increase over the last 28 days, right? We've got lots of different examples here, right? 2,500 engagement, right? So really big engagement here, 3,000% increase, right? With 55,000 views over the last 28 days. So lots of really good examples here. So what we do is we build this for you, right? This is what's being done for you here with Content to Cash, is this massive increase in reach, engagement, and traction on your branding and your social media. All right. And the whole point of that is to then convert that watch audience into leads and then allow the automated software to warm them up a little bit. And then you can jump in and start to talk to them about what it is that you want to offer. It's just that straightforward. So we use video to help you build a brand that people trust. That video then gets compounded over time because we're going to buy attention on those videos and build you a watch audience that we're then going to use a conversion ad, be it a video or an image ad, doesn't really matter. We show that to the warm audience that we've built to the watch audience. That audience converts. We use an engagement style conversion tool to do that. They comment, they get something, they engage, works really well. In fact, if it was easy for me to bring up, I'd show you one of our clients just in August. They did 114,000 views on just one single post that converted, I think, 60 customers or just under 60 clients. It was a contest, right? So enter a contest, win this big thing. And they started 58 or so different sales conversations from people entering the contest, right? And it got 114,000 views in the local area, in a small town, 150,000 people, right? So that's the way the system works. And with Content to Cash, we give you all the tools, okay? So you build a content matrix, which is basically a huge grid of problems and ideas that we can then build video around solving for your prospect, your ideal client, right? And they all relate back to what it is that you do. From there, we have an action script AI agent. I spent well over a year training this agent to make scripts for our customers that are specifically designed to grab attention, to then tell stories that keep people's attention, to ensure that they understand that you're really good at what you do, you're an authority in the space, they can trust that you're going to deliver, and then you give them a call to action. Normally it's just something simple like our page if you enjoyed this, keep an eye out for more great tips like this, that type of thing. Okay. We then post those videos 3 to 5 times a week to create this consistency and this rhythm, which social media absolutely loves, which your audience is going to love because they can trust that you're going to be there. We build up a reputation and trust over time. We use a few dollars every day to make sure that we get the broadcast reach that we're looking for so the audience actually stays and grows. Then, okay, so we have the AI tools to make sure that happens, the AI tools to make sure you have good scripts. The filming happens. Our team, if you're at the VIP level, will do the editing of that film. We'll add in the captions. We'll tip and tail the videos, and then we'll post them for you. You don't even have to worry about posting. We will post for you. right? To make sure it happens. I don't want this system to fall apart because you forgot something. So we will post for you. Out it goes, out it goes, out it goes, rhythmically producing results. Okay. And then the engagement piece is run by Hourglass CRM, which is normally $100 US just on its own if you want the CRM service, right? That is, and we don't even sell it on its own anymore. But the fact is that service is bolted into whatever it is that you're doing with us, be it the Access Pass level or the VIP. You get the software, and the software is a full CRM suite. So it can do email marketing, SMS marketing later. It can make landing pages if you need to. It can be a membership site. It can do all sorts of things. It's phenomenal stuff, right? We give you that software as part of the package. And then you've got the whole thing. You've got the attention, you've got the conversion, and you've got the client management on the back end. The whole kit and caboodle comes with Content to Cash, the entire system. Very powerful, and you've got two levels. Access Pass is where we hand you the whole thing. It's the IKEA version. We hand you all the parts, we give you the instruction manual, you build this yourself. And we're there on a weekly basis to help guide you if you have any questions. Or you do the VIP level where we build the entire thing for you, and all you have to do is film the video and upload it to our project management software. Full stop. That's it. So if this sounds awesome to you, if this sounds like something that you would like to do, right? Here's my very subtle and soft CTA for you. Access Pass is 147 US and VIP is 1500. If you want these things, reach out to me ASAP. Our prices adjust at the end of Monday. Okay, that's why I'm doing this on the Saturday to get some people to be that were sitting on the fence to understand this and make their decision. All right. If this is something that you think would be awesome for you, okay, put in the comments section below Content to Cash. So put that into the comment section of this video and I will find it and I will reach out to you. Very simple, very straightforward. If you want some guidance on this, just type Content to Cash and I will happily connect with you and find out if you want the Access Pass level, the VIP level, or answer any questions you might have to get some clarity. Okay. And just so that to appease anybody's concerns or anything like that, the one guarantee that I will tell you right now is if you use our system, and after 3 months of using our system, okay, so within your first 90 days, if we haven't got you over 150,000 views on your stuff, okay, then I will continue to buy the media necessary for you to get to those 150,000 views. Okay, so if you follow our system exactly and you don't have the views and you haven't been able to build that watch audience that we talked about, I will personally make sure that you get there with my own dollars and time. I am absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for here? I want to guarantee that you're going to get those types of results. And that's my most effective way of doing it is I will put my dollars and my time behind my reputation to make sure that you get there. Okay. So real quick, if you want to dive into how this can work for you, or you're just like, okay, 147 US, I want this system, I want these pieces, $1,500 US, I can film video if you can do all the rest. This can work for me, right? The results are pretty serious. The results are pretty fantastic. Amount of branding we've been able to do for companies is huge. And we could go through a number of different testimonials. I didn't bring those up right now. I just showed you the different pages and stuff like that we've been working on. For privacy reasons, I can't show you all the names of the different pages, but you get the numbers. I'm not pulling this out of nowhere. And I pulled as many recent numbers as I could. So those are all July and August numbers, basically, right? So if you want to find out more, put Content to Cash in the comment section, and I will happily connect with you and we can discuss it further. Now, if there's any questions as we wrap up here, we've been doing this for 2 hours. I'm super thankful and grateful for those who have been with me for the 2 hours. So thank you so much to you guys. Phil's been super engaging here. So thank you so much, Phil, for engaging on the Facebook page. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. Are there any questions? Any comments? from you guys that are still watching here about the system. Anything you want to know, anything I can clarify for you. Take a look here on the business page too. Anything I can clarify for those people that are in the audience right now? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's good. Well, maybe I was very articulate then. I explained it very well. So one last thing, content to cash prices do go up at the end of day on Monday. So if this is something where you would love to have it and you want to save yourself thousands of dollars over the course of the year or a few years or anything like that, or just get traction right away, like start using the tools and getting traction, getting scripts going. Like you can literally with this system, you can buy it today and have scripts, have the content matrix, have the scripts, right? Get ready and be filming this afternoon if that's what you wanted, right? It can happen that fast. So, what is the old that there's that great saying that's the time to plant an oak tree was 50 years ago. Otherwise, plant it now. Look, guys, if you're not producing content that is building your brand, building your reputation today, if you're not doing that, you are falling behind and you're falling behind faster than you can imagine because a lot of people are doing it and you're just going to be behind all of them. As I said, doing social media, haphazardly is like peeing in the ocean. There's just too much water. What's going to notice? So if you're not doing the content to build your brand as we speak, no one's going to notice you and you will get passed by, especially with AI tools. As they get more and more robust, people are going to spend more and more time using AI to flood social media with content. Therefore, waiting for your organic reach to get you the results that you want is a fool's errand. It just is. And so my hope is that you see huge value here and that we're able to help you. So thanks so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure putting together this training for you. If you do nothing today but walk away with making more videos, boosting those videos for views, trying to convert those views with a watch audience, and warming up that audience and building your brand. If that's all you do from this video, then it has been successful for me. It really has, and I've had a great deal of fun being here with you. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day on Saturday. Speaking of hockey, I got to get my son to hockey pretty quick here, so I got to get rolling on that and get some lunch into us before we go. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you got great value out of today, and ciao for now.